video is about red and white roses. No. A symbol for purity, friendship, love, partnership. I'll show you here. Red and white roses. White rose for my mom and red rose for my girlfriend. Yeah, so, you know. When you think about what this whole thing is about, when we try to find balance between different ideas, and take a look at people walking around with, masks. I don't have a problem with masks. I also try to find my balance with these needles, vaccinations. I was getting 2 shots, then I was trying to get out of the shot line, but somehow my intellectualism, my spirituality got me, and because I have a pure mind and I have a pure heart, I was like, okay, I was trying to not get a third, but eventually they also got me again, so now I have to take it. And in the end, it's also stupid because I see my own behavior in it. But on the other hand, I don't know, it's really weird to me what we do, and I hope this whole weirdness comes to balance in the next month, so everything will become a bit more easy. Take things easy, because in the end, life is there for the balance between the elements, between yourself and what you observe. Let's do the hair here, because I was already doing the mat, not today, but let's do some hair. So would you take needles when you know about Schwammkörper, and you'll be good no matter what you do? Well, it's getting kind of big dickhead. But like I said, from my point, a lot of things are stupid that humans do, and I don't really get why we're doing certain things. basically could just, we could just drink some urine and be out in the sunlight. That's what I'm going to do in summer. And everything else basically is secondary. If you we buy certain things that we don't need. We buy things that have an impact on, if we were talking about, the environmental problems. Basically, these are problems in the mind. These things are viruses in people's minds. And that's why, from my point of view, that this is very stupid what we do. If we would just maybe stress more, you heard me correct, if we would stress more meditation, if we would stress more, working out, body weight workouts, if we would stress more values like tolerance, especially in these times. That's why I'm not a fan of vaccinations. I'm also not an enemy, but I would not take as much vaccinations because I know the whole process with how things are produced and how things are manufactured shows what kind of interests are behind these things. So if I would tell you, an apple a day keeps the doctor away, which is basically true, but then we also ingest all these other shit things, and then we blame the apple was not helping. I'm like, you consume too much. That's the thing. You consume too much. If you would only consume the apple and maybe some urine, you would be great. That's what Steve Jobs would do. That is why, I'm here for the third shot, but you will not kill me. I will become even greater, and I will become even foolisher through this whole process, because it's a show, and everybody sees and knows it. But I'm like, this can't be true what we do. And especially also with these other masks. If these other masks would be more helpful, why is it, because they're thicker, the FFP2 masks, if they are thicker and they are better and they will block more viruses, why is it that people in operation are wearing these masks and not the thicker ones? That doesn't make sense to me. If they would give more protection. But certainly, these thicker masks are for people who work in the construction side. And sure, we construct here the mind, we construct the thing where we live. But it's redundant to me, to a point. Because nearly every video that I make, I tell people, Shivamukapa is great, do Shivamukapa. And maybe fast more and be a bit more crazy, But then, we stress the mind way too much. We stress the mind way too much. Because I don't know why, basically. Because there is not so much to do, But sure, we have to pay bills, we have to pay rents. That's true. But why is it that these things come up, that we have to certainly pay for these things? But whatever, we don't live in a banana republic. That's what my girlfriend told me yesterday. True, we don't live in a banana republic. It would be fun to live there, and not that everybody can do what they would like to do, but in a more sunnier, peaceful, more happier, more health-based society, where people in the first place take care about the values, they take care about others, and then they take care about themselves. You know, if you are in an airplane, you know, people are, you know, take care of yourself first and then for others. But I kind of in my life, I always do it different. I always do it, I help others first and then I help myself. And I find that, you know, I kind of destroy myself sometimes with this behavior. But, you know, and then you take care about yourself and then people tell you you're an asshole. Yeah, well, that's stupid. It's really stupid to me. You know, what would Jesus do? What would Buddha do? What would Muhammad do? What would John do? What would you do? See, isn't it that these behaviors that we do in everyday life, isn't it that these behaviors that we do in everyday life that reflect basically society? Yeah, and that's why I tell you, you know, things that you do over and over again seem to be true, at least in your reality. So that's why I keep talking about, you know, Shramapalpa, and I keep making fun videos. And take a look into the news, you know, 6,207 new corona incidents in Hamburg. Yeah, okay, now we know that. But couldn't we know something like, hey, if you would eat according to the weather, if you would take care about your mindfulness, and if you would just maybe sit back, take a breath, and drink some more urine, things would become a lot easier for everybody. For everybody. That's what I'm claiming. You know, eat according to the weather, eat according to the season, be more mindful, take a breath, and drink some urine. And maybe do, I don't know, some movement that you like, your type of yoga. That's what I claim to do, you know. And these things, how much do they cost you? Nearly nothing. Or, you know, they cost you a bit of mind work. And still, you know, what to do? I sometimes feel like Neo in the Matrix. You know, Shaman Neo. You know, if everybody who is going out for shopping would buy one piece less, you know, like just one piece. I'm not saying like reduce yourself to half percentages. I'm not saying that. If you would, you know, if you only buy two things, you actually would buy three, but you only buy two. Or if you would buy only two things already, I mean, that's already a pretty good lifestyle, you know, it's already pretty much reduced, you know. But then, you know, see that's also the downside to it. If you would just be like, hey, you consume so much less that you get totally into this maybe digital world, or I don't know, you know, things get out of balance maybe. But you know, you find your own balance in life and think back on certain moments that where life was a lot easier, you know. For me, that would be, I accept more food. I accept the things that come into my life the way they are, and I just take them when they are offered to me. And I see this behavior over and over over and over again in myself. That I tend to be. I say I'm tolerant, but sometimes I'm really not. But this is when you get more practice with tolerance. But yeah, why aren't people using, for example, the phones that they have in my area? A lot of people have good smartphones. Why isn't it that you could just maybe talk about your ideas? Great minds, great tools, but certainly, not many people have a great mind. Or do they? I don't know. Yeah, more tolerance for waxes in the nation. Also saying what I mean, drink some more urine and take a look into the mirror of your behavior, of what you do. And you would certainly maybe realize that you live in a hall of mirrors. And this t-shirt that I was giving to my girlfriend yesterday, I kind of liked it, but she was also more like, you bought it for yourself. Now my own reflections are coming out of the mirror to battle me. And that's, if you are on that level, you're pretty much nearly faced the end opponent. Because that means that you basically overcome your own addictions, your own parameters of life, and you get to the point that you're like, I'm not done with it, but I solved it. But when you solved it, you're done. That's the thing. That's basically the thing. If you solved it, you're done. And you could basically do whatever you like. But because I have such a big heart, like an elephant, and I'm very pure, and I'm very tolerant, and I'm very compassionate, and I speak truth. It's just what I am, what I speak here. People will be like, a guy sitting in a mall talking to himself, everybody wears a mask. He's talking about spiritual enlightenment. Does it help? Because from that altitude where I'm speaking, maybe not many people are willing to listen, or they can listen. I don't know. But this is why I just, reflect my own behavior. I reflect myself in these forms of mirrors that are coming to me. And yeah, that's why I say, life is easy. Be good with it. Accept your mirrors. And so they become you, basically. not only eating according to the seasons or eating according to your environment, but also being according maybe to your environment, which is basically, I learned that in university, Sozialraumorientierung, like social room orientation. Because you, like the 108 theory, it only takes basically one human to do it, and then over time people will follow if it's good for the collective. And I could tell you, I drink my own urine and it's good for the collective, because all these problems that we face are obviously self-produced. So they're produced by our own mind, and they are produced by the behaviors that we teach also. We teach certain behaviors because I don't know why we teach them, but it's just like that's actually the thing. We are like, I can't tell you why we do it this way, but we're doing this like that because I say so. And that's already retarded to me. So, I would always suggest, go within. How to go within, we don't know that. Well, we could go within via, meditation, through a breath, or what is pretty good for self-realization is fasting, because you start to reduce yourself to your mind, basically, to your higher bodies, and then you have to come back, and integrate that work that you were doing on the fasting. So you would synchronize your different energy bodies. And for the collective, it can't be that we're like, oh, we only drink urine and we be this highly spiritual race, but it could be more like, hey, there is this solution which you obviously produce, and now things can become a lot easier when you just let go and appreciate what comes into your life. And it's certainly what doesn't kill you make you stronger, isn't it? So if we would be like, the vaccinations are shit, and a lot of other things are obviously shit, I was eating a lot of peanut butter and bananas and dates yesterday, and I can tell you I was having my time on the toilet. And what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, Is there like long-term problems cured because of the things that we now put into bodies? I can tell you, will this affect the generations that come after us? Obviously, everything affects. But to what degree? I mean, like, okay, we take a look into the mirror, and I walk around with these, and I see a lot of people also walking around with these. Shut down your mind and you get more into your body, mind, body, whatever, red and white roses. Hope you enjoyed this one. The third vaccination will not kill me, and I hope that after this vaccination it will just be like, hey, hey, we can keep it calm and you don't have to be vaccinated. You can if you would like to. It's the same with like any other diseases that we were vaccinating. It's not like that you have to do it, or now you have it and because of that you are superior to others. That's stupid. You know, I would claim, if you have the balls to tell people that you drink a urine and you obviously are doing it long term, that should be on. That should be like, hey, that's great. And if you have the balls to say no, I'm not doing that. That's good. You can decode different signs and symbols. And I'm like a fox, like a ninja fox. It's so good. This little guy is one of the family of the martyrs and is living in the Russian tiger. Oh yeah. So, like I said, red and white roses. I hope you enjoyed this one. I will bring my mom the rose and also one for my girlfriend. And I was writing a little card here. Oops. It's also good. Yeah, and these humble words, thank you, I love you, stay awesome, and don't be afraid of this third vaccination. If you constantly drink urine, you meditate, and you just do a little less, you don't have to do so many things, even with cleaning up, that will also, times will come where you will clean up more. So if you start to reduce a bit, enjoy yourself and take a few breaths. That's what's good. Drink the urine, take a few breaths, be more mindful, and give presents to your loving people. Focus on the balance of things. So, in these humble words, I love you. Balance, red and white roses. I'm out of here.